Thousands of years ago, something strange began inside the human mind. Not in a laboratory, not in a city, but beside a weak fire, under a sky filled with darkness, a sound moved beyond the trees. A child stopped breathing. An elder lifted his head. Every face turned toward the shadow. Those who noticed danger quickly had a better chance to survive. Those who ignored every warning sometimes vanished into the night. That ancient world is gone. The caves, predators, and silent forests are mostly gone, but the watchman inside your brain may still be awake. Today, the shadow does not always have claws. Sometimes it is a message from your boss. Sometimes it is a red notification. Sometimes it is silence from someone you love. Nothing enters the room. No animal attacks. Yet your heartbeat changes. Your stomach tightens. Your thoughts begin to run. Why? Maybe your brain is not broken. Maybe it was built for a world that vanished. An ancient survival system meets a modern environment it was never prepared to understand. The system still works, but the danger has changed shape. Imagine an ancestor walking near a river at dusk. He sees movement in the grass. If he assumes it is only wind, he may be right. But if he is wrong, the mistake could cost his life. So the human mind learned to notice possible threats. A dark shape, a sudden sound, an angry face, or a stranger watching from a distance. Thousands of years later, that attention can be captured by headlines, arguments, rumors, and warning symbols. Bad news pulls the eye. One insult can remain longer than 10 compliments. A single rejection can become louder than an entire day of kindness. It may mean the mind treats possible danger as important information. The ancient shadow appeared once. The modern shadow refreshes every second. There is another difference. Ancient fear often demanded action. Run, hide, fight, or warn the others. Then the danger passed. The animal disappeared, the storm ended, and the body returned to calm. Modern fear is often invisible. Debt has no face. A deadline has no footsteps. A future failure can exist only inside the imagination, yet the body may prepare as if something is approaching. You can sit safely in a chair while your nervous system acts like the grass is moving. The alarm enters the body, but the body has nowhere to go. This may help explain why modern stress can feel endless. The threat is not completed by one escape. The mind can rebuild it tomorrow. Then there is rejection. In an ancient clan, belonging was not only emotional, it was survival. The group shared food, guarded the fire, protected children, and remembered safe paths. To be pushed outside that circle could become dangerous. Now, the fire circle has become a screen. A person uploads a photograph. No one reacts. A message is seen, but unanswered. Friends meet without inviting them. The modern mind may understand that this is not physical exile, but something older may still whisper, "You are being left behind." The tribe once judged you around one fire. Now strangers can judge you at any hour. The ancient need for belonging has also met a strange new world. A person may speak to hundreds of people and still feel unknown. Faces appear, messages arrive, and numbers rise. Yet recognition is not the same as belonging. Contact is not the same as trust. Attention is not the same as love. Ancient belonging was built through repeated presence. It grew through shared work, danger, meals, and familiar hands beside the fire. The screen can carry a face. It cannot always carry a presence. Then comes reward. Picture a hungry group searching dry land for fruit. Most bushes are empty. One contains food. The discovery matters. The brain remembers the place. It learns that searching can bring an unexpected reward. Modern technology uses a similar pattern. You move your thumb. Maybe there is nothing. Then a message appears. Another movement brings a joke. The next brings anger, then praise, then silence. The reward is uncertain. So the mind checks again. Dopamine helps the brain learn what may be worth seeking. It responds when reality is different from what was expected. That surprise can teach behavior. An ancestor returned to the bush where fruit once appeared. A modern person returns to the screen where attention once appeared. The ancient mind searched the landscape. The modern feed became a landscape without an end. Status also changed. In a small village, comparison had limits. A person knew the strongest hunter, the respected elder, the family with more cattle or grain. Today, the comparison group has no boundary. Your ordinary morning can be measured against a stranger's finest moment. Their perfect body, new home, journey, and carefully chosen smile. You do not see their fear, debt, loneliness, or failure. You see the polished fragment. Then your whole life is compared with it. The village remained small. The mirror became the entire world. Even darkness changed. For ancient humans, sunset transformed behavior. The fire grew dim. Voices became quieter. The body received a clear message that night had arrived. Now, the sun can disappear while the room stays bright. Ceiling lights burn, screens glow, and news continues. The brain receives daylight at midnight. But mistimed light can confuse sleep and wakefulness. We defeated the darkness. The body never received the news. Movement changed too. Ancient people also rested, but movement was woven into survival. Walking to water, carrying food, building shelter, gathering plants, and helping children. Today, fear may rise while the body remains still. A person sits in traffic, sits at work, sits while arguing online, sits while watching disaster after disaster. The mind detects urgency. The muscles wait for a command that never comes. None of this means ancient life was peaceful. It was filled with hunger, injury, disease, storms, violence, and loss. The past was not a paradise. And the modern world is not a mistake. The mystery is not that modern life is evil. The mystery is that it changed faster than some ancient systems could comfortably follow. But there is hope inside that mystery. The brain is not a stone tool locked in the past. It learns, adapts, builds habits, and changes through experience. We can shape the environment around it. We can reduce the endless signals. We can step into daylight. We can move when stress enters the body. We can choose real conversation over empty attention. We can remember that a notification is not a predator. A delayed reply is not exile. A stranger's perfect image is not the whole truth. Somewhere inside the modern city, the ancient watchman is still awake. He sees the red warning, hears the silent phone, notices the angry face, and feels light long after sunset. He does not understand algorithms, followers, emails, deadlines, or digital crowds. He understands danger, belonging, reward, status, darkness, movement, and survival. Maybe your anxiety is sometimes an old alarm in a new room. Maybe your loneliness is not asking for more faces. Maybe it is asking to be known. Maybe your distraction is not proof of weakness. Maybe your attention has entered a world designed to capture it. Your ancestors watched the edge of the firelight because something might be waiting beyond it. You watch the glowing screen for the same reason. Something might appear. Something might change. Something might decide whether you belong. And if your brain is still protecting you from a world that vanished, how much of your life is being controlled by dangers that are no longer there?